What's happening, guys? My name is Rafael with Top Shot Collectibles, and today we have a very exciting video because our PSA submissions are in after 2.5 months. So if you guys haven't watched this video where I showed you how I grade cards, what tools I use, and the process that I undergo to get my cards graded, I also share a couple tips and tricks and what you can do to increase your potential PSA 10 returns. In my books, the more tools and tips you absorb for when you submit your submissions, the better off you will be in your return. So in that video, at the very end, I showed you, I think it was about 10 cards that I was gonna send for PSA grading, and I guessed what the grade is gonna be based on the process, on what I do to submit. So in this video, I'm gonna show you just that. We're gonna look back at that video 3 months ago or 2.5 months ago and show you what my guess was for what the card was gonna be based on the process that I followed to grade these cards. And then we're gonna see if we were correct or if we missed the mark in all of the cards that we send in. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so here we have it, guys. Here is the PSA submission box. As you can see, this was submitted on May 22nd. So it's been about almost 2 months or so. Now, I did open the box already because I didn't want to quite see everything that we got. So what I did is I had my wife organize this in order. I made her watch that video of how when I guessed the grade, and so she organized it for me so that we can react to what we got from PSA. So super excited about this, and big shout out for her for doing that. So yeah, why don't we let's get started. I'm gonna show you guys one card at a time on that video that I made a month or 2 months ago, and then we'll go one at a time on the reveal. Let's get it. So Pikachu from 151, I think it's gonna get a PSA 10. That one. All right, Pikachu from 151. It's supposed to be a PSA 10, right? That's what we estimated based on what we submitted. So as you can see here, actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of these bubble wraps. It's gonna be in the way. All right, so this should all be okay. Perfect. Facing down. All right, so that Pikachu should have been a PSA 10. It should be the first one here. Okay, yeah, we're good. Right on track. All right, here's the Pikachu that we submitted, and let's go. It is a PSA 10. A beautiful card, underrated card. And let me know if you guys can actually, if you guys ever seen this card. There is a Blastoise in the background as well that a lot of people miss. It's a beautiful card. You have the Gengar here in the front. There's so much going on in this card. I love the art for this card. So a PSA 10, it is really, really a really cool IR from 151. All right, so that's really good. And all right, let's go ahead and play the next one. I am very confident on Giovanni's Exile. Also looks really good. PSA 10. All right, Giovanni's Exile, also a PSA 10. It should be the next one up. So PSA 10 was our guess. All right, here it is. Giovanni's Exile from Hidden Fates. We have a little bit of glare in there, but here we go. And let's go. PSA 10 Giovanni's Exile. So we are 2 for 2 on the submission so far. All right, moving on. EV VMAX promo, also PSA 10. The EV VMAX promo from, I think that's the Shining Fates ETB promo. All right, let's see. All right, there it is. EV VMAX promo. We guessed PSA 10, and it is a PSA 10. Let's go. Now, a lot of these cards are not all that valuable. I did this as a way of like test to show you guys that what tools and tricks I'm doing to send these submissions actually work, because I've been getting an average of 80 to 85% return on PSA 10s on everything that I submit. But again, if you guys haven't watched that video, it will be linked down below. You guys can check that out. All right, moving on to the next one. The Magneton, I 80-20 on a PSA 10. So we said the Magneton 80-20. That means 80% it could be a 10, 20% it could not. That means there was something on here. Let's find out. Magneton promo, Purchase Sparks. Ooh, that was a PSA 9 on this one. So again, normally I wouldn't have sent this one, but because we were trying to do some type of research, I was right on that. I shouldn't have sent that, but again, this is something that I wanted to do just to test things out, test the procedures that we're doing for submission, and hopefully somebody out there can follow the same and get better returns. All right, moving on. Pikachu VMAX 90-10. 90% sure it's gonna get a PSA 10. Okay, the Pikachu VMAX from Celebrations, 90% sure is gonna get a PSA 10. That means this could not be a PSA 10. Let's find out. Let's go, it was a PSA 10. So one thing you gotta understand is that grading is very subjective, right? So while one grader may look at this and say, hey, this is not a PSA 10, somebody else right next to him could look at it and say, yeah, this is a PSA 10. And so because it is subjective, you know, a lot of times in the 9 and 10s, one little, you know, dot may cause it to be a 9, but somebody else may not. So you just gotta keep that in mind. All right, moving on to the next one.
90% sure is gonna get a PSA 10.
Okay, that was the other Pikachu Celebrations. This is the flying Pikachu. This one was the surfing Pikachu, and this one is the flying Pikachu from Celebrations. Again, not the most expensive cards, but we were doing this as a test. Let's go, PSA 10 on this flying Pikachu VMAX from Celebrations. It's a beautiful card, actually. I actually like, you know, that card. So, all right, moving on.
Ditto V Shiny PSA 10.
Okay, the Ditto V Shiny Full Art from Shining Fates. Oof, that is an 8. And I guessed that this was going to be a 10. So there must have been some type of damage of some sort, maybe surface damage that I might have missed. So I don't see any whining. The lining looks very clean, to be honest. So alignment is good. No whining whatsoever. I don't see the damage. I'm gonna have to get a closer look at this one as to why. No idea on that one. But okay, so we got one that we didn't get it. All right, let's go to the next one.
100%. The Snorlax may get a PSA 9. I thought about removing it. I'm not going to because I want to leave it in there. I want to keep 10 cards in there for research purposes, but I think this is going to land at a PSA 9.
So the Snorlax. Okay, here we have it. The Snorlax. I don't remember what I saw in here, but apparently this is supposed to be a PSA 9. And PSA 9. Okay, so there must have been some type of either alignment that was off, whining, something that I guesstimated was going to be a 9. But again, I still submitted it because I wanted to test the percentage rate of return and if the things that we're doing were in line with what the grading should be. So far we haven't been, you know, that bad. So let's continue.
The Alaria has some whitening, but sometimes depending on the grader, because grading is subjective, we may get a PSA 10 on it. I'm gonna leave it in there. I wanted to take it out, but again, research purposes, I'm gonna leave it in there, but PSA 9.
Okay, so PSA 9 for the Alaria, right? Beautiful card, by the way. Beautiful card. Alaria from Silver Tempest. Ooh, that was an 8. So yeah, normally I wouldn't have sent this one out, but again, because we were trying to test things out, test the procedure, we sent it in, and as we expected, it came in at an 8. All right, moving on.
Mewtwo V. Normally, I would also take it out because of what I saw. Right now, when I give it the second pass, just purposes, I'm gonna leave it in the stack. I'm gonna send it in. I think it's gonna get a PSA 9 also. So,
all right, the Mewtwo V-Star. That was a Mewtwo V-Star actually. Beautiful card as well. It's a secret, and it is a 10. Wow, I estimated this one on 9, so that is nice to see. That is nice to see. We got a 10 on this one. Sometimes, you know, you like I said, it's subjective, but a lot of times you're better off sending what you have a higher chance of getting a 10 than sending something that has a chance of not getting a 10. But this one came on top, so we're good to go there. All right, so I think let's see what else.
We'll see how we did, and once we get the cards graded back from PSA, we'll leave a link in the description down below.
Okay, so that should have been it. I think there was a couple cards that I sent in. Yeah, there was a couple cards that I sent in after, you know, in the batch that I didn't record, that I didn't guess the grade for. So this is the Charizard V, beautiful card, by the way, of promo from Sword and Shield. And let's go, that is a 10. Beautiful card to have it in a 10. These cards, to be honest, personally, they're underrated right now at the current price for raw. I think they're going for $30 to $40. I think these will go and do really well as an investment. It's a beautiful card, so I'm glad to have gotten a 10 on that one. And then I forget what this is. Okay, this is the SPC that I ripped open. Did I record that one? I don't remember, but I actually didn't get a single SIR or any type of hit out of the SPC, but the promo was really good, so I sent this one in, and Let's go. A PSA 10 on this one. This is big. This is a nice EV promo to have from the Scarlet Violet era as a PSA 10. So really happy to have this one back on a PSA 10. So again, like I said, you guys, I wanted to put in some insights as to what we normally do when it comes to grading, and show you guys the ins and out of before and after, and estimating what the grade is gonna be, especially a lot of new people coming into the hobby lately. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. And again, the video where we go in detail as to how we submit, it will be linked down below. So all right, you guys, I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. Again, the video will be linked down below. You guys can check that out whenever you can. It was super fun, and it took me a while to get around making this video because it's been super busy right now with Black Ball and White Flare. But I think we got, how many PSA 10s? I didn't even count. So one, let's hold on, let me do a quick count real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 PSA 10s out of 11 cards that we submitted. That is a really good rate, in my opinion, right? If you're getting 8 out of 11, what is that? Is that higher than 80%? It's probably around the 80% ballpark. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and comment down below if you have any thoughts. As always, stay positive, keep your head up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.